Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the Morytania task system. In this video today, we'll be focusing on the easy tasks. Now, before we get going through this guide, we're going to go over a few things which are the requirements and items needed to complete these tasks. So first of all, quest requirements. You need to complete these quests: Priest in Peril, Creature of Faint Constraint, Nature Spirit, and In Aid of the Myaki. For skill requirements, level 15 crafting, level 12 cooking, level 25 agility, and level 26 farming. As for items, chisel and a tinderbox, obviously those on your toolbox should work. The Wolfbane Dagger, which is a reward you get from the Priest in Peril quest. If you happen to lose it, just speak to Drezel in the Temple of Patazomus to receive another one. You'll need a Druid pouch with some actual charges into it, a silver sickle blessed or an Ivandis flail, a Limpwurt seed, and a ring of charos or ring of charos activated. So that's it for the requirements and items. Now onto the tasks themselves. So first of all, these tasks can be done in any particular order. You do not have to follow the order that I go through in this video. The only reason I do this order is it's the quickest way of completing all the tasks as one set, and that's if you're treating it as if you've done none of these tasks before. On that note, you may have already completed some of these tasks on your general adventures across RuneScape, and therefore it won't come up with the task complete message if you attempt to do it again. So what I recommend you do is see if you completed any of the tasks already by going to the Heroes tab, which is the helmet with the horns icon. Go to Achievements, select Morytania, and just look if any of the easy tasks have a gold tick next to them, and if they have, obviously you won't need to complete the task again. But for the purpose of the video, I'll treat it like you haven't completed any of these tasks, and we'll go through them all together as one set. Anyways, enough about that, on to the tasks themselves. So I'm currently at the Canifis lodestone, which can be accessed via the lodestone network, and I highly recommend you use this as your sort of main point to travel to and from. And the first thing we're going to complete with the task is called Dislike Anthropy, and that's to kill a werewolf in its human form using the Wolfbane Dagger whilst in Canifis. So pretty self-explanatory. Normally if you attack one of the humans in Canifis, they normally change into a werewolf. If you've got the Wolfbane Dagger equipped, it keeps them in human form. So what you need to do is kill any one of the humans that patrol around Canifis, which will prevent them turning into a werewolf, and once you've defeated them and walked away, the task will be complete. The next task is If It Bleeds, and that's to kill anything on the ground floor of the Slayer Tower. So again, pretty self-explanatory. The Slayer Tower is found sort of north of where Canifis is, kind of northwest direction, and literally all you need to do is kill anything on the ground floor. So you've got like things like crawling hands and banshees. Obviously the respective monster you try and kill, you'll have to have a certain slayer level in order to kill them, but there's a few things on the ground floor that have no slayer requirement, so as soon as you've killed one thing on the ground floor, the task will be complete. The next task is called Cranius Lupus, and that's to finish a game of Werewolf Skullball, and you'll need your ring of charos in order to gain entry. So I recommend teleporting back to the Canifis lodestone via the lodestone network, and then we're going to head to where the Werewolf Skullball area is. It's also got the Werewolf Agility course as well, and you need to complete a Creature of Faint Constraint in order to get the ring of charos that you need for entry. So head in this direction where I'm showing you now and go into the area, and you've got the room split into two sections. One is for the agility course and one is for the skullball. And literally the main idea of this is just to keep kicking the skull all the way around sort of the area. Obviously depending on the type of kick you do depends on how far the skullball goes, and you obviously have to get it through the different sort of like goalposts. Literally just keep doing that all the way around. It doesn't matter how long it takes you as long as you fully complete it, and once you get to the skull, to the very end of the Werewolf Skullball course, the task will then be complete. The next task is Lab Cleanup Assistant, and that's to kill an experiment under Castle Fenkenstrain, and again this requires you to have started the Creature Fenkenstrain quest. If you've already completed that quest fully, it may be you've already completed the task, as I think you have to kill an experiment as part of the quest anyway. But if you haven't, literally you want to head to the Fenkenstrain's castle, and then just outside there's a few gravestones, and the far eastern one allows you to access this dungeon where there's a load of experiments, and all you need to do is kill any one of the experiments, and once you've done that, the task will be complete. The next task is called Wurter Bundle, and that's to harvest Limpwurt in the farming patch near Port Phasmatus. So we're just near where the farming area is now. It's just a small walk to the east from where we are, and you'll find the farming patch, and what you need to do is use your Limpwurt seed on the flower patch. If you haven't already got Limpwurt growing out already, I'll be very surprised if you do. And what you need to do is obviously wait for it to actually grow before you can harvest it. This takes a little while. I think it does take about an hour, maybe less, maybe not. I can't remember the exact time frame. But what I'd recommend, if you haven't obviously already got Limpwurt growing in there, plant the Limpwurt seed in now. Obviously, you can carry on completing the other tasks and then come back to this one to check it's grown. Obviously, there may be the chance it could become diseased, so you may have to do it again. If you're a bit worried, perhaps go get some super compost, as that will help it to grow successfully. But either way, when you've actually grown some Limpwurt in the farming patch and then have actually harvested it, the task will then be complete. The next task is called Struck a Ghast, and that's to kill a ghast in Morytania, and this requires you to have completed Nature Spirit, so you'll need a Druid pouch with some actual charges in it in order to attack the ghast. But don't worry too much. One of the other tasks is to actually grow some fungus in the swamp using Bloom, and that is actually how you recharge the Druid pouches. You can do those two tasks together. Either way, you want to head to the Morytania swamp, which is directly south of the Canifis lodestone, so we're going to head there and then walk in that direction. So, once you arrive, if you have already got some charges in your Druid pouch, all you need to do is stand near the ghast until one of them becomes attackable, and you'll tell because they'll turn into a solid colour, and then kill the ghast, and then the task will be complete. If you haven't got any charges, you can complete a task before doing this one, which is Blooming Marvellous, and that's to grow some fungus in the swamp using Bloom. So with your Blessed Silver Sickle or Ivandis flail, you've got the ability to use the Bloom option, and if you're standing near some things like logs and that, when you do the Bloom, it will grow some fungus, and this is what you fill your Druid pouches with to then be able to attack the ghast. So basically those two tasks are incorporated together. But either way, once you've grown some fungus and picked it, and you've also killed a ghast using your Druid pouch, those tasks will be complete. The next task is called Fortified Spirit, and that's to restore and boost your prayer points at the altar in Nature's Grotto, and that is what you need for completed Nature Spirit for. So you guys should remember that from the quest. The Nature's Grotto is kind of in the centre of the swamp, and it's got a summoning obelisk near it, so that stands out on the mini-map. So head in that direction. When you get near, there's a bridge you have to jump over, and then you can climb into the Nature Grotto, and there's a prayer altar in there. All you need to do is restore your prayer points, and the task will be complete. If you obviously haven't got any prayer points to renew, just turn on one of your prayers till it drains slightly, and then choose to restore it again. Now, the next two tasks can be incorporated together again, and one is called Chiseling Conchalin, however you pronounce that, and that is to create your own Snelm, which is a snail helmet in Morytania. But the other task is Its Only Way for Fin, and that's to cook a fin snail in Morytania. So both of these items you can get from the same thing, which are these snails that can be found in the Morytania swamp. It's in the very southern part of the swamp, so if you just watch where I'm going, I'll lead you to that area. And then when you're there, obviously you'll see a load of the snails about, so what you want to do is keep killing the snails until you get a shell from one of the snails, any type. Keep killing the snails until you get a shell from one of them. It doesn't matter what sort it is, it will still work the same. And what you need to do is use the chisel on your tool belt. I think if you just right click the shell, you get the option to craft it and turn it into a snail helmet, and then that task will be complete. And then obviously while you're doing that, keep killing the snails until one of them drops a raw fin snail sort of meat, and then what you need to do is cook it. There is a cooking range in Port Phasmatus, but there's loads of trees nearby, so you can just chop one of them down and light it, and once you successfully cook it, the task will be complete. But just make sure you do it in Morytania. If for example you try to teleport to Lumbridge and do it, it won't work. So either way, once you've done those two tasks, they'll come up as complete. The next task is Only Going Forward, We Can't Find Reverse, and that's to take an easy companion for an easy route of temple trekking, and this requires you to complete it in 8 of the Maya key. So Probably like me, you guys have never done temple trekking, but don't worry, it's not too difficult. All you need to make sure you do is have your silver sickle and some druid pouches that are charged, and also some food that may come in handy. But what you need to do is head to Bergderot, which is the place where you mostly do the Inada the Marquee quest, which is sort of south of where Mortmire Swamp was, but I'll have it displayed on a mini-map so you know where you're going. So once you're in Bergderot, near the northern gate, to start the minigame you need to read the nearby notice board, and what you need to do to actually complete this task, you need to take an easy companion through an easy route. It will tell you which of the companions are classed as easy, medium and hard, and you get to choose which route you want to do when you actually start doing the minigame. So the easy companion is Dean Velio, so you want to select him. You've got the option to give him food if you wish to, but you shouldn't need to by choosing the easy routes, and then it will start the mini game. And basically what you need to do is keep going through all the different sort of obstacles and that in order to get to the actual Temple of Patadomus, and when you reach the end the task will be complete. Things you'll possibly have to do, there'll be sort of enemies to kill such as gas or vampire juvenates or things like that. There may also be obstacles for you to get past. Again, there's so many different variations, I can't really talk you through all of them, but most of them are pretty self-explanatory, and if you really get stuck, just search temple trekking on the RS wiki and there'll be a little bit on there which will talk you through it. But what you want to do is just keep choosing the easy route every time you get the option, and once you finally take the easy companion to the end of the route, the task will be complete. Obviously, if you've had to escape anywhere during it, all you'll need to do is obviously go back to Bergderot and then try again until you successfully reach the very end. But any other problems with that particular task, let me know in the comment section. I'll help you out as best I can. So, if that was your final task, it will come up saying you completed all the tasks. It may be the case of if from earlier following my recommendation you need to go and harvest the Limpwurt root from the Port Phasmatis farming patch, obviously that will be your final task. Until you've harvested the Limpwurt root, that won't come up. Either way, after you've done everything that you think is to complete it, if it's still not come up the message prompt, it's either one or two things. It's either you've clicked through the dialogue message at some point and not seen it, or you haven't completed one of the tasks correctly. So if you go back to the Heroes tab and just check that all of the easy tasks have a tick next to, just to be sure you have completed them properly, and once you've made sure of that, you can get your rewards. So to get our rewards, we need to go speak to Heilig Miner, who is located east of the Patadomus, west of Canifis and south of the Slayer Tower, but I'll have that displayed on the mini map so you know where you're going. So once you speak to them, they'll congratulate you for completing the easy task and give you the following rewards. So well done guys, that's all the Morytania easy tasks completed. So you'd have been given the Morytania Legs 1, which when worn, you'll get double fungi when casting the bloom with your silver sickle, and there's a 50% chance a gas will not attack, and at all times you'll get 5% extra temple trekking rewards. So there we go, all complete. Obviously the overall rewards aren't brilliant, but again these are only the easy tasks, and like all the other achievements, diaries, tasks, whatever you want to refer to them as, the rewards get better as you start doing the medium and the hard and the elite tasks. On that note, when I have made a guide for those respective versions of the Morytania tasks, they'll be available in the video description below, so make sure you check them out if you need to complete them. But other than that, I don't think you'll run into any problems following my guide. However, if you do get stuck, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best as I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks for watching everyone, bye bye.